Greetings and welcome back everyone. If you like these daily crypto analysis videos, hit the like button and subscribe. Please share these videos with your friends to help the channel grow. I'm CryptoSnake, and today I would like to announce that we have officially broken into the bull run. Now looking at today's chart, you're probably saying there's no way we entered the bull run right now. Well, I'm going to lay out exactly why I believe we have officially broken into the bull run by covering the overall market cycle and the logarithmic trend. First things first though, even though we have entered the bull run, that doesn't exactly mean that the price will immediately skyrocket up to 30k, 100k, whatever value you might have. Quite the contrary actually. A normal bull run will start ramping up slowly. It means that we're going to establish higher lows and gradually build our way up. As opposed to the bear trend we've been stuck in, by striking lower highs, we'll effectively start striking higher lows, which will build up on, let's say, this trend line right here. As for Bitcoin's current price movements, I am expecting this current pump to break down towards the trend line once more before producing a higher peak. And when we produce that higher peak, everyone is going to be jumping on saying, oh, we broke the bear cycle, we broke the bear cycle. So I'm being a little preemptive on here, but I do believe that we are actually going to break out into the bull run from this next pump. Now, what is important to note here is that we did actually side trend through the trend line, indicating a break of this cycle, of this 9-month cycle that we've been stuck in, unable to break through. And even the most pessimistic trend line would have broken this point. If we go ahead and move this trend line up to the previous area, you can see that even the most pessimistic has the daily candle actually breaking through this trend line. And if we extend this all the way back here to the previous pump before the trend line, you can see that even these previous pumps never actually struck this trend line, so this would be very, very pessimistic, and we've still actually struck through that. Now you could say, all right, well, what if we put it up here? The only other point that it actually wicks up to would be this crazy short squeeze that we experienced a couple of weeks ago, which doesn't really fit with the entire cycle. So I'm gonna go with the most optimistic approach here, which is that we broke down, tested, and found some support on the top of the pennant after breaking down from it. We found more support down here on the lower target of this pennant and started to move upwards from there after testing that. Now, as for Bitcoin's technical analysis for today, we are actually a bit overextended from the daily Kijun-sen. We pushed up to that daily Kijun-sen, found a little bit of resistance, broke through, and then posted a daily candle above. Now, the fact that this candle is above with the daily Kijun-sen descending is mostly bearish from this location. I do believe we are going to strike down from this level, with both the SAR moving bearish and us coming up to test this RSI trend line that I established weeks ago, which has been breaking down the RSI at the same peak level on the trend line, continuing down. So I am expecting a breakdown from here, but we are still coiling up within this range on this RSI cycle down in the oversold territory, indicating that we are very likely to smash up. Now, I do think we are going to side trend a little bit. We're not going to see any massive pumps just yet. We are going to side trend down to here. Things are going to kind of cool off, probably stay in this territory for a while before actually coiling out of this RSI and spiking up out very rapidly, probably up to 7,000. This is one of the possible outcomes right now. We are obviously sitting on a ticking time bomb as far as how low this RSI is. In fact, this Kijun-sen could reverse and we could actually push through this cloud coming here, but I don't think that's likely. I think more likely we're going to side trend in here, and it fits with the overall market cycle. What is interesting to note about this RSI pennant as well is that we actually have posted a higher low, which means that this could actually start restricting, and I'll go ahead and draw that out. And I went ahead and drew that out with this second green line, which would leave us actually restricting in this smaller area here, which could very likely have us breaking out of this area much earlier than usual. So if you don't know, in my previous video I laid out that I thought Bitcoin would come down to strike this 6,200 level, which we did, and immediately spike back up. My VIPs took advantage of this to make some savage gains in both directions, and I've been absolutely slaying Bitcoin in the gladiatorial arena. And if you'd like to join my free Telegram for insights on the market, including Bitcoin, altcoins, and a sneak peek to my personal entries and exits, join t.me/CryptoSnakePit. Links directly to the chat and a link on how to install Telegram, which is a free chat program I use to communicate with my VIPs, in the description below. I've also launched my official Twitter, so follow me at CryptoSnakeVIP to get regular updates. We pulled some savage gains in the VIP last month on leverage trades and altcoins. I've given out a list of potentially discount altcoins I plan to ride for the bull run to my VIPs, which I intend to ride for massive profits. I also give out hot altcoin swing positions every week. If you want information on how to get into the VIP to be part of these trades, the information is also in the description below. Now I'm going to go ahead and discuss the Wall Street cheat sheet. If you don't know about this, it's the psychology of a market cycle. This follows in every single market from Wall Street to crypto. Every single market experiences this with a massive bubble up a breakdown, a triple bounce, and then forming higher lows. Now, Bitcoin has been following this cycle, and I have covered this in several other videos, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again and lay out exactly where I think we are right now. Now, this market cycle begins with hope that a recovery is possible. This happens after this bubble cycle, so you can effectively place this one after the other. You go from disbelief back to hope, back to disbelief, and then back to optimism. So if you take a look at the Bitcoin chart, which would start somewhere around here with the 20K being euphoria, oh, we're all going to be rich, this is amazing. The price breaks down, gets down to here, bounces back up. Okay, this is the new stable level for Bitcoin, and then it starts panicking. People capitulate, they sell off, everyone's upset. Goes into this bear trend, stays with this, forms a lower low, and then it starts forming higher highs. We go into the depression phase where people just see it side trending and nothing is happening. I believe we are actually coming to the end of the depression cycle, possibly somewhat into the disbelief cycle. We haven't formed our first higher high just yet, but we are pretty much right on the cusp of that. Now, if we take a look back at the Bitcoin chart with the disbelief section, as I just laid out, we will very likely come up into a pump out of this at some point, either down, side trending through here. That is a lot of squiggly lines. Let me get rid of those. Okay, now that those are out of the way, if we side trend from here down and continue side trending, which I will lay out in a logarithmic scale why I think we're going to side trend a little bit, and start breaking up, what's going to happen, we're going to get a nice pump up to 7,000, 8,000, somewhere around that area just to break this higher low. Even a break above, honestly, 6,700 right now would be very, very bullish. But we're going to see it start collapsing as well, either at the 7,000 or the 6,600 level. And people are going to start panicking and saying, oh, this is over, this is over. A lot of people are going to capitulate. People are going to realize that it's actually the start of the bull run. A lot of buyers will start coming in, and then we'll see that price rebound just as quickly and continue out into the bull run. Now, if you have questions about the market cycle, please leave them in the comment section. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Now, onto the logarithmic trend. Let me just switch charts real quick. Now, actually, before I get on with the logarithmic scale, I want to go over the Bitcoin price halving. If you don't know what this is, it's the mined assets of Bitcoin. Every time a block is mined, a certain number of Bitcoins is given out for the solved calculation by miners. Now, in order to restrict the total amount of Bitcoin that is released year over year and day over day, it's limited per 10 minutes. Now, every 4 years or so, Bitcoin is halved and that reward is reduced, reducing the overall total coins that can be released into the market, and Bitcoin will have a total cap. Now, every time that Bitcoin halving happens, the price moves up exponentially. So with that logic, we're going to take a look back at the logarithmic chart. As you can see on this chart back from early 2018, we were at the top of this wedge, this rising wedge that we've been respecting, a support line here and a support line here. When we break out, we almost always pull back. When we break out, we almost pull back to the bottom, trend a little bit sideways and upwards for the bull run. This would be considered the bear trend here. This would be considered the bull run, moving up and peaking at some point. Same thing in the beginning, bull run, and then a bear trend moving down, pushing into another bull run. The cycle repeats itself even if you look back in Bitcoin's earlier history. So let's take a look at the logarithmic scale. Now, if we take this trend line and establish them back from 2017 around these dips and around these peaks up to here, you can see exactly where we are on the logarithmic scale. We're very, very close to touching this bottom wedge, which if we continue to side trend to, will offer some massive, massive support. And we're going to basically just ride up this position. It's very, very unlikely that we would break through this. I'm expecting the trend to look something similar to this, riding up this and producing higher highs as we go. Now, it doesn't look like it would be a massive pump when you look at it in this scale, but even this first little bounce is up to about 6,800. Second peak would be about 7,500, and we're continuing up 10,000 right there. And if you follow this logarithmic scale logic, even 14,000 is not that hard to see coming. Now, historically, November, December, and January normally give a really, really nice bull run pump. As far as the timeline out to around 14,000 or even higher, that's going to be probably about 6 months or so at least. It really depends on the momentum. I have a feeling with the fact that the media picked it up before saying Bitcoin's dead, killing it there, but they picked it up here saying Bitcoin's alive, caused that massive pump. We're very likely to see a similar situation if the media picks up Bitcoin is alive, and everyone will come back to Bitcoin and start spiking that price massively. Now, just to recap, I have officially called this the beginning of the bull run. I think we're going to have one more dip back to the trend line, followed by a little bit of side trending, then we're going to start seeing some higher peaks. Now, I personally am picking up as many altcoins as I can. I've given out those lists to my VIPs. I'm expecting them to ride very, very well for the bull run. And I believe right now is the cheapest you will see a lot of those altcoins if we start moving into a bull run. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that altcoin season is starting now. It may be a couple of months from now, maybe a couple of weeks. But as I said, I do believe that this is the lowest price you will see altcoins for a very long time, following this next dump. So that's it for today's technical analysis. If you do make any trades today, I wish you luck. Please join me in my free Telegram at t.me/cryptosnakepit, where I give up-to-the-minute updates on Bitcoin and my personal exits and entries for the private VIP group. Also included is our private VIP chat, where you can chat with many of our experienced savage traders, get personal technical analysis from me, and answer any questions you might have. This is CryptoSnake, signing off.